To mochas, Nola bells and bows. Where the love runs deep, the fam stays strong, and the bells, they always ring for us. We the bells and we hold it down. Yeah, real ones only, we don't mess around. All love, no cap, no clout to chase. Just truth in the chat and respecting the space. It's family, mocha got that heart of gold. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role. Just show a real and you already home. Pull up to the bells and bows like a Sunday seed. Got peace in the room and the vibe on beat. No drama, no mess, just minds that meet. Introduce yourself in the chat and the mods gon' greet. Real talk, we got brothers and sisters here. Ain't no fake love, every heart sincere. We've been through storms, but the skies stay clear. Loyalty live, that's the chant you hear. Woo! No chaos in the comment section. Just bells with a bond and a bold connection. Safe space, strong face, deep reflection. Mocha, don't fold, that's pure protection. If you ever felt unheard, misunderstood, pull up in the chat, we treat you good. Ain't gotta be loud, just gotta be true. Mocha got the light and we shine with you. Not a panel of pain, it's a platform of pride. Everybody got space and we don't divide. You loyal, you love, that's how we ride. Got a bell and a bow in the name, but a tribe world. From the mods to the lurkers and folks on rewatch. Every tap, every like, we feel it alive. Mocha ain't just a name, it's a vibe you caught. Nola bell, Nola boast, that's a family, not a thought. Bring it loud, we the bells and we hold it down. Yeah, we do. Real ones only, we don't mess around. Real talk, all love, no cap, no clout to chase. Just truth in the chat and respecting the space. It's family, Mocha got that heart of gold. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role. To show a real and you already home. Mocha said that to every bell in the space. Whether you typing, watching, or just vibing, you are this family. And over here, we don't fold, we ring. Ooh, welcome.
Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, guys. Happy Monday. First, just let me to say it's always a beautiful thing to open up a live stream and see you guys here waiting for me to hit the stage. I love you all for that. And I pray to God that each and every one of you had an awesome Mother's Day on yesterday. Y'all, we here. We have a conversation to be had. And tonight, we will have that conversation. Y'all saw the title? Y'all saw the thumbnail. Jarvis Butts, phone confessions to Shannon. Who did he owe? Who did he owe? Now that's the missing link. The mystery unfolds, y'all. Did he say he owed money? But to who, though? And then she vanished. That's not something Mocha said. That's something he spoke in code and said to Shannon. And Shannon knew all about it. And she played right along with it. But anyway, neither here nor there. Baby, we're here. Because I was minding my own business over the weekend. And last night I sat here and tried to relax a little bit when I got in. And I said, well, I'm not getting on the porch. It's too late for this. And then boom, I run across a video that just made me stop and say, now, wait a damn minute. Just wait a minute. See, the more I listen to those jail phone calls, and shout out to Anna B, the more my spirit keeps saying, something still ain't adding up. Something still ain't adding up. Because why are we now hearing coded confessions connected to Jarvis talking about he got in a fight? Jarvis, you ain't got in no fight because Angel said it best. Did you get beat up? You spoke about getting in a fight. Then in the same breath you spoke about, Shannon says, it's all over the news, it's all over the internet. You was the last one seen with the. And I don't know who else picked this up, but I did. And I told y'all it's not so much of what they say, it's what they don't say. Jarvis Butts said, I owed them money. I owed them money. And all at the same time, Naziah supposedly vanishes. Naziah supposedly vanishes. Now hold on, y'all. Hold on. Because didn't I say many moons ago that I always believed there was more behind this disappearance than what was being said? When Jarvis Butts nonchalantly and casually said I owed them money, my thing is, who is them? How much money? Or was it really money that you owed? What was the pressure, Jarvis? What was going on behind the scenes that we didn't know, but Shannon was privy to? What was going on behind the scenes that even Annette possibly knew? And why does every road connected to the disappearance of this child keep leading back to chaos, confusion, secrets, lies, manipulation? It's the small things. It's the small things being said inside these phone calls. Sometimes people tell on themselves accidentally, not directly, not intentionally, but through casual conversations. And Shannon brushed it off. When Jarvis said I owed them money, Shannon brushed that shit off and started speaking to Jarvis about how the son is acting up. He's acting up. He's crying out. He's crying out for you, Jay. Shannon, really? I see y'all coming up in here. This shit is deeper than we think. Happy Monday, Nola Bells. Nola Bells, happy Monday. Welcome back to the porch. If you're coming in here, make sure you hit the like button on your way in. If you can, share out the live. Subscribe to the channel for those of you that's in the clouds. Come sit on the porch with us. Make sure you double tap those emojis to the right and let YouTube know the porch light is on tonight. Everything we discuss here is alleged. Our opinions, our commentary, our conversation, and us running our mouth on this porch. Here we are, we're reacting to information. There are phone calls, there are conversations. If y'all ready for this conversation tonight, since the light has been off for 2 nights, Man, flood this chat with some eyes so we could get going, get it started. And I need somebody to tell me right now, am I the only one that picked up on I owed them money? Who is they? Because when I heard that part alone, my spirit said, oh, we ain't finished. Oh, no, we ain't finished. We ain't finished. Now, for those that's just coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight, we're talking about Jarvis Butts' phone conversations. We're talking about Jarvis Butts owing somebody some money. We're talking about the possibility of him being pressured behind the scenes. And we're also going to talk about why we are now, and I ain't never stopped questioning it, but now we want to know whether this may be a missing piece to a bigger puzzle surrounding Naziyah's disappearance. This shit gets wicked and weird. The bigger question is, who did he owe money to? And we're going to piece it together. I see you, Star. Welcome, my love. Happy Monday to you, Tony. I see you, baby. I see you. My girl, Lady Libra, welcome. Hey, Keish, welcome. Cynthia Harmon, I see you, my love. Levesque, welcome, welcome. My girl, PJ, is here. Happy Monday, my love. Boo Banga, I see you, baby. I see you. Happy Monday. Carla Henry, I see you, boo. Spicy, spicy. Happy Monday, my love. Erica Red, happy Monday, baby. Kimberly Earls, welcome, baby. Uptown Angelique, welcome to the chat, my love. Miss Miracle's mom, welcome, my love. Simone, I see you, baby. Welcome, Essie. Welcome, my love. Ariane, happy Monday, my love. Happy Monday. Hey, Leopard, welcome, baby. Welcome. All right, sis, I see you on them duties. Hey, Steffi Jean, welcome, baby. Happy Monday. I hope you all had an amazing Mother's Day weekend. Absolutely. The Archer, welcome, baby. Happy Monday to you. Drag Racing, I see you, baby. Happy Monday, Whitpar. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. This is a mess. Beautiful soul, I see you, baby. Happy Monday. Hey, Kim, happy Monday, love. Hey, my girl, Portia. Happy Monday, beautiful. My beautiful sister, April Webster, is here. Welcome, sis, and happy Monday. Ariane said, Mocha, that was his cover-up. He was speaking about the kids. That text with Naziah. Hey, Miss Gemini. Happy Monday, beautiful. The Archer says there's layers and layers to this case. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cool girl, sister. I see you, baby. Hey, J Rose. Welcome, love. Hey, Markeisha. Welcome. Welcome. Happy Monday. My girl, Natasha, is here. Happy Monday, boo. The Archer said, picked up on why he wanted that one girl to call King. Girl. Not just that, listen, he wanted that one girl to call King. And my thing is this, if roll them up, if Toilet Paper Man has absolutely no dealings with Jarvis Butts, couldn't stand Jarvis Butts, why would Jarvis Butts be encouraging Shannon to get in touch with Frank? Why would Jarvis Butts be encouraging Shannon to get in touch with Frank? We're going to talk about it. Tony says Mookie should have sold Shannon big back ass. Hell, she was good for laying on her back anyway. Absolutely. 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 But Tony, Shannon, Shell, baby, I see you, my love. Happy Monday. Tony, Shannon was too calm. Shannon was too accepting of just hearing him say, I owed somebody money or I owed money. Hold up, Jarvis. Hold up, Shannon. You mean to tell me Shannon didn't question that? The only reason I see she didn't question it or go into details about who you really owed or made him clarify that is because she knew. She knew. Drag racing. Those $7,000 is part of that equation. See, you brought up the $7,000 drag racing. And I'm going to always say, the evangelist came out here and repeated part of what he heard. I believe what they did. I believe they changed the name of the players when they were telling the story in front of the evangelists. That's my belief. Look at my girl, Roz. Hey, baby, happy Monday. Hey, Sonia, welcome, baby. Hey, Shantae, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Love Jones, I see you, my girl. Welcome. Hey, Trina, welcome, love. Hey, Linda O'Neill, welcome, welcome. My girl Bernice is here. Happy Monday, boo. Hey, Faye, welcome. Let me get into this good commentary. Love Jones said it's time for her to go to jail. Absolutely, absolutely, Love Jones. She's part of the problem. Ariane says, Mocha, roll him up as a damn liar. He played a role too. Oh, yes, ma'am. I believe that. I believe that. The archers said Jarvis doing all that bebopping and scatting, mumbling, got on my last damn nerves. His bebopping, scatting, and mumbling, and them slow ass women. And them slow ass women. Whitpar said she know everything that happened and who all was involved, in my opinion. Absolutely. Whitpar, I agree with you. Cynthia Garris, welcome, my love. Ariane said, Shan, where's the DNA test at? Because JB said it ain't his. J. Rose said I was already disgusted by this entire case. Then these calls just made me mortified. All the holes he was dealing with were just as touched as him, all of them. All of them. Love Jones said Shannon wanted to be his forever side chick. Absolutely. Absolutely. And she wanted so much to be his forever side chick, she would not tell the truth to save her own niece. That's the sad part about it all. Drag Racing said, remember Annette told somebody to bring her back. She might be in danger. You see, but they think we're slow, Drag Racing. They told their own story. Annette did the press conference. Annette showed no signs of a grieving grandmother or one that was in panic or one that really wanted answers. Annette was not talking to the United States of America in that press conference. And for those of you that don't know, Annette was threatened to do a press conference. She didn't want to do it. Your granddaughter's been missing. And it's enough you let 30 days slip by before anybody even knew she was missing. They forced you to do a press conference, and if you wouldn't have done it, they would have locked your ass up. Then you get there to do the press conference, and you tell the world, well, not the world, because in my opinion, you were speaking to one person in particular. You don't know why you took her. You don't know what's going on. She could be in danger. That was all you said, Annette. That was all you said. And that don't sound like, hey, Miss Jackson, welcome, baby. That don't sound like somebody that wanted their granddaughter back. That sound like somebody that caused the problem and was trying to fix her own fuck up. Absolutely, y'all. Jarvis Butts was in jail on those calls demanding. He was very demanding. Whitpar, you're absolutely right. Jarvis Butts was the fall guy. Let me tell you, Jarvis Butts believed Frank was his friend. Jarvis believed Shannon had his back. Jarvis believed King had his back. King worked for Frank. King had to do what Frank said do. Let's get into this good commentary. Let's stay right here for a minute. Because the money part was the part that stopped me in my tracks. Because like I said, out of everything being discussed, it was that money. It was I owed their money. My entire facial expression changed. Because I'm asking, who is them? Tracy, Ellen, I see you, beautiful. Hey, Tootie Scott, welcome. So why are we casually, you behind bars, Shannon on a phone call that she knows is recorded, why are we casually talking about owing money while discussing a situation connected to the same timeline where Naziah is disappeared? Now I'm asking myself, what kind of money? Street money? I'm covered. Welcome, baby. Blessings to you. Blessings. Hope all is well, sis. I start asking myself questions. Well, what kind of money Jarvis owed to somebody? Was it street money? Was it a debt? Was it some type of personal issue, or was he getting pressure from somebody? I'm like, God damn. What was happening around these people behind closed doors? Naziah knew nothing. But Shannon, you big loggerhead bitch, you knew. You knew. Annette the gambler, you knew too. Because one thing we know about pressure, pressure changes people. So I'm going to take it back to roll them up. I'm going to take it back to the toilet paper man. He set his ass in court and didn't mind saying that he had a body already. One thing we know about owing folks money, especially when they're in the game that they're in, trafficking, drugs, solicitation. One thing about owing folks money, that could bring chaos fast. Because let's not forget, When Jarvis Butts initially got locked up, he had that charge for being in possession of images and videos of these minor girls soliciting for sale. So you have to backtrack and ask yourself, where did those charges go? Where did that charge go? Frank so claimed Jarvis was stealing from him. So if I'm stealing from you, why am I still in communication with you while you're locked up? Why is it that Jarvis was comfortable enough to send Shannon to this man if this man supposedly fired him for stealing? See, shit like this is where people got to stop acting slow on purpose. Every detail should matter at this moment. There has not been a body recovered, surface, or whatever of Naziah. There's been no memorial. There's been no funeral. So every detail matters, especially when statements that seem so random come out and they think ain't nobody going to pick up on it. Sometimes the smallest comments, the smallest statements end up revealing the biggest cracks in the entire story. And that's why this whole thing got my attention. My spirit keeps saying, why did he mention I owed them money? Chat, who do y'all think them could have been referring to? Who do y'all think I owed them money? Who do y'all think them could have been? If somebody says I owed them money, the average listener might hear that and just keep right on moving, but not me. Not me. Because my mind started asking again, how long has this been going on? So did you just use the word money? I owed them money. Or did you really owe them a favor because you've been grooming this baby for years? Was this personal? And why would this shit even be coming up at a time like this? Huh. Simone says Dry Wig got the money and was supposed to send some to Jarvis. Linda says a bunch of dingy broads. Absolutely. Ron says Shannon was the one who brought him in the fold, knowing what he was about. She is far worse than Jarvis. Far worse than Jarvis. Miss Jackson, I see you, my love. Whitpora says, why they put the gag order on Mark D and the cousin that was getting the real story out? That's a good goddamn question. That's a good question. But the cousin never stopped talking with Porch. Isn't that amazing? The cousin never stopped talking. But Mark D got silenced. Sonia said there was only one person that showed any type of emotion, and that was Jarvis' sister, as she testified against her brother. That was the only time you ever really saw real tears. Absolutely, Sonia. Couldn't agree with you more. Shannon didn't give a damn. Annette didn't give a damn, and it showed. J. Rose says they knew that man was at that house when they weren't home at times. You know the kids gonna tell their dad been there. Shannon knew by those messages. He had the answers. They had the answers they needed. Listen, Shannon was feeding Jarvis Butts answers in code, so she thought. So Jarvis could stay 10 feet, 10 steps ahead of the prosecution. While she was setting him up, she played a hell of a role. She played a hell of a role. Absolutely, Naziah been written off. The archer said there's something off about that shop. Y'all heard Jarvis get nervous when the old girl told him the police was at the shop. It's all about the shop, the archer. Why would he send Shannon to Frank for keys? Why would Frank's name keeps coming up if he has no dealings with the Jarvis Butts? This shit is strange. Tony said, where's Naziah Kenworthless? Because you and Shannon know exactly where she is. I don't think Kenworthless even know. I don't think Kenworthless, I'm going to have to be honest, and this is only Mocha's opinion. I don't believe Kenworthless know where Naziah is. And if she did, by now that would have been a memorial. That would have been a funeral. That would have been something. Kenworthy has no clue. Shannon knows. Annette knows. Jarvis knows. J. Rose says, I just felt bad for believing that was someone else's niece. She knew the history. They all been abused, then became the abusers. It's deeper than that with these people. Miss Miracle's mom says when you have all these double crossers in the same circle, they were bound to turn on each other. Listen, thing is, they didn't turn on each other. They all parlayed together. The only one they turned on was Jarvis. And the shop owner made sure of that. The shop owner made sure of that. And the reason why I say that allegedly, shop owner was scared Jarvis was going to reveal some things. In Mocha's opinion, allegedly, shop owner, and I don't want this to go over your heads, shop owner and Jarvis Butts, two peas in a pod. They share the same background. They have the same record. The difference between shop owner and Jarvis Butts didn't have no money. He couldn't get his record expunged. Shop owner did. Solicitation, trafficking. These essay cases with underage girls. So when, in Mocha's opinion, and I need y'all to pull me back in if y'all think I done went a little too far with this. Discernment is a hell of a drug. When Jarvis told Shannon, I owed him some money. Don't ever think Jarvis was telling Shannon he saw Naziah last because he owed Naziah money. Don't ever believe that. Jarvis was in too deep. Jarvis had them bit off more than he could chew. Let's talk about it. Shop owner wasn't mad. nor discussed it because he didn't like what Jarvis was communicating with a 13-year-old. No way. That's not why he was mad. He was mad, in my opinion, because he was kind of privy, hey, of the possibility that Jarvis told Shannon, I owed him money. And he was who Jarvis owed. And in my opinion, he knows more than he's saying. A street man, a con man. Why do y'all think he said, I'll help pay for her funeral when they find the body? That presence in that courtroom was not accidental. The outburst in that courtroom was not accidental. Look, Sunshine, I see you, my love. Happy Monday, baby. Whoo, child. Listen, I'm just asking questions. But did anybody else ever stop and wonder, what if all that chaos during the sentencing was meant to distract people from looking at somebody else? What if all that chaos during Jarvis Butts' sentencing was meant to distract people from looking at somebody else? Because remember how emotional, how loud, how dramatic, and how chaotic everything became during the sentencing. Toilet paper man caused a disturbance. Shannon caused a disturbance. The two stars of the show right there. Annette played along because she knew. When confusion enters a room, the truth takes forever to show up. I believe in that moment Jarvis Butts had gotten word of what his ex-boss had in mind. Because that was the first time ever he sat there looking the way he was looking. Ross says something probably associated with trafficking and the dark web. Abso-goddamn-lutely. Hell yes. And this is where I am with that. I owed them money. I didn't have no money to pay them. But I got something better. Okay, my girl Kamisha, hey boo. Well, a net news flash, most people who are taken are in danger. Not could be, they are in danger. You slump back, stiff wig, fake crime, financial, broke, demonic bitch. I hope they lock your ass up soon. Well, goddamn, Kamisha, why don't you tell them how you really feel, sister? Why don't you tell them how you really, truly feel? But I agree with you. I agree. My girl Katrina, I see you, baby. Welcome. J. Rose says, I believe Shannon and Jarvis had dirt on one another. She knew he wasn't going to talk on them jail calls. They had dirt. They both had dirt. But the dirt that they had on one another, listen, no matter how much Jarvis showed Shannon he didn't really love her, didn't want her. Shannon stuck by that no good nigga. She was gonna be his Bonnie. They were Bonnie and Clyde. Shannon was willing to take all those secrets to the grave. You hear me? She wasn't willing to tell. But something happened. Something happened in the background while Jarvis was locked up. Shannon started communicating with Jarvis' ex-boss. I don't give a damn what nobody says. Jarvis was too comfortable telling her to go there about a key. What kind of key? That was a code to something. And I do believe, as desperate as Shannon was in that moment, she worked something out. She worked something out with the ex-boss. Miss Miracle's mom says, I think all of the women heads he dealt with came out the other end. Oh, all of them. Absolutely. My girl Roz says, shop owner made it obvious what he was about, whether he meant it or not. Roz, I believe. And that's my opinion. I believe that's the missing link. Hey, OG Bone, welcome to the chat, my love. Roz, I believe that's the missing link, my girl. I do believe. Love Jones says they planted her clothes by that river. She ain't there. Love Jones, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it was communicated. Because listen, it didn't take Jarvis Butts all this time to say she was in Rouge River. In my opinion, it was communicated to Jarvis to say that that's where she was. And if you don't say that this is where she is, I'm going to have to roll you up like a toilet paper. Tony said, Kim Worthless, bring your ass to the podium and bring Shannon in the net with you. Absolutely. I remember Frank said he was stealing from him drag racing, but that's a lie. That's a lie. Love Jones said she lost that baby because of her conscience. Absolutely. Annette ain't shit. I am covered. You are definitely forever in our prayers, sis. We pray for your strength, your healing, and your family's strength, boo. J. Rose, you believe that? J. Rose says Frank also said he didn't know the extent of Jarvis' criminal history. Everybody that works for this man, he came out himself and said he gave them second chances because nobody else would hire them. So he knew who he was dealing with. That ain't his first rodeo with Jarvis. Jarvis has been under this man's wing for a long time. There you go. I am covered is on it. She see what I see. Roll them up now has two bodies. Two bodies. And I ain't too even keen on the second one because I do believe something just ain't right with none of this. Something ain't right with none of this because again, Jarvis Butts didn't have a funeral either. And they came out here and said that the family claimed the body. Where's his funeral? Whether it was private or not, we heard nothing. There's nothing listed nowhere, nothing. So how do all these people suddenly lose their lives? And then there's nothing publicly made known about them. I don't get that. PJ says, Shannon, with our low down, dry snitching, dumbass. Shannon, we see straight through you. Come on to the porch and tell us what role you played. Absolutely. Absolutely, PJ. And you know what? She played the role then. And believe it or not, a lot of people may not want to believe it. But until in this very moment, Shannon and Annette is still in the background playing a role. JB ain't no longer here. So they say. And I'm gonna stress, so they say. So who steps in now and communicates with the shop owner other than Shannon and Annette? Who better? Roz said, where did the phone videos go? Why did there we go, Roz. Look at my girl Jazz. Welcome, boo. Roz says, where did the phone videos go? Why did the shop have a cot in it? Where was the CCTV's network to while Jarvis was doing this thing with these little girls? Absolutely. Absolutely. Jess said, Mocha, you said it from day one. Absolutely, Jess. Huh. The story never changed. The characters just got louder. Huh. Portia said the text messages between him and Naziah was even worse. Absolutely. They were disgusting. They were disgusting. J. Rose says the problem I had with Frank is saying it was okay for kids to be that. I get stopping by, but hanging out? No safety would have been an issue for me, J. Rose. J. Rose. Let me highlight what you said, sweetheart. Because J. Rose, what decent man would not have an issue with little girls hanging around an auto mechanic shop? And it's no such thing as daughter hanging with daddy today at work. I'll be damned. And you know that everybody that you employ is a PDFer. Every employee that you so say give a little income to is on a registry. Every employee you have has history. So you mean to tell me you saw that was okay? But yet, how could you be comfortable with that? I want the people to look at it in a different light, knowing that you had an expounded trafficking charge. Get the hell out of here. You have to make this shit make sense. The archer said maybe the hose was working. Stranger things have happened. There's so many people involved into this shit till it's crazy. Hey, D Money, welcome. Oh, that's you. Girl, I just recognized that name. That's you. Hey, Cross Country, welcome, my love. J. Rose said all the women he had, they should have paid his debt. He seemed to have them under a spell. He could have gotten their tax money. He did. Shannon's, the rest of them wasn't giving it up like that. Trina said, Mocha, could it be the same people they claim Lady owes? I doubt it. I'm going to tell you why, Trina. I'm going to tell you why. Because one thing, this whole thing has been scripted. All of this shit, all the information that's come out here, it's been scripted. It's been given to us in codes. And it was up to us to decode the bitch. When the evangelist came out here and told the story that he told about the $7,000 and the rug dealers and lady and who she owed and how they went and knocked on the next door and all of that. Listen, now we got to make it make sense to us. That's the conversation that Shannon and Annette had in the evangelist's presence. That's what they wanted him to know. But the real story was still sitting in their gut. They knew who the real characters were. So they figured if they would throw Lady name in the mix, it would sound believable because she was a junkie. She was out there. And people wouldn't doubt nothing about her. So they had to make it appear believable. But the real story, the real characters, Annette and Shannon dealt with them daily. This is crazy. J. Rose says, I believe what happened took place at the shop where he knew no cameras were, unlike the hotel. Even the hotel. How is there footage of him going in and no footage of them coming out? So what is he? Who is he? Houdini? How the hell can you could go in and you can't come out? Make it make sense. And this is where my wheels really started turning, y'all. Right? And I'm going to go back to that courtroom. Why did, after that courtroom fiasco, right? I need y'all to help me here. After that courtroom fiasco, why did Roll 'em Up, after all these years, decide to go and get on somebody else's platform to tell his story? Now hold the fuck on, because I need y'all to think about this. Think about it strategically though. Because in my opinion, and all these good years I've been on this earth, one thing I know is when public pressure starts building, what do people usually try to do first? He took the option and went on that podcast to explain himself. He hadn't already said what he said in that courtroom, not realizing he was being recorded. Or maybe he did and didn't give a damn. He went on that podcast to control the narrative. He also thought he could have softened the public's perception of him. And then he tried to defend his image. And at the same time, not thinking that people knew exactly who the hell he was, he tried to distance himself from everything that was going on. But he started just a little too late, trying to clean shit up. Because at this point, the internet had been paid attention. So now my question is, why would he try to save face now? I ain't saying he did X, Y, Z. I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is he's involved somewhere, somehow. Because why was there suddenly a need to publicly speak after you showed face in that courtroom? Why the urgency to all of a sudden now want to get in front of an audience and explain anything at all? He avoided saying certain things in that interview. He avoided over explaining. And in my opinion, he was doing damage control. Hey, Mimi, sister. Hope all is well, boo. Hope you had a good Mother's Day. Those that's just getting here, we're talking about Jarvis Butts' jail phone conversations. Money supposedly being owed. Courtroom disruptions. And these public interviews and courtroom appearances could have been more about damage control. This is crazy. This is crazy. Rod said that's why shop owner said he didn't do backgrounds on JB. Absolutely. He knew who he was. Drag Racing said he was mad at Jarvis for being sloppy. Of course he would deny it all, J. Rose. I'm Covered said Jarvis thought he had a family that cared about him. Absolutely. And you know, I'm Covered. He considered Frank his family. Imagine that. Tony said, Mocha, don't forget. Fadi said Jarvis was stealing from him. So keep in mind that he also said he was acting like he was Frank. So who was the guys looking for? Frank, also known as Jarvis? I don't believe nobody was looking for nobody, Tony. I believe that was a made-up story that Fadi gave to Shannon and Annette to tell the world. Because in my opinion, if I had to really give y'all my opinion, and we're going to call it money. We're going to call it money. Hey, Deborah Crosby, welcome, my love. We're going to call it money. Jarvis said he owed money. And when Jarvis had to pay his debt, when Jarvis had to pay his debt, I believe the debt was paid to the shop owner. How many of you all believe? How many of you all believe that that's where the debt was paid to? But yet you're gonna tell Shannon, oh yeah, I saw her, but this is where it don't make sense. Shannon says, because Jarvis, they said you was the last person to see Naziah. Jarvis didn't give that no play whatsoever. Jarvis said I owed him money. Who is them? Because there was no Naziah and Janiah, because you said that you wouldn't take one without the other. You owed him money. So how could you owe me money and I come up missing at the same time? Hey, Olea, welcome. One thing I don't believe. Erlene says, where Frank the shop owner from? And could it be Jarvis owing money from stealing and Naziah is the prize? Shut your mouth, Erlene, and keep talking. Erlene, you're paying attention, my love. Erlene is paying attention. I owed them money. I owed them money. Erlene says, could it be Jarvis owed it? Because he kept saying he stole from him. Could it be that Jarvis owed it? Hello? And Naziah was the prize. It makes perfect sense to me. Nobody, no funeral, no memorial. Why? Whoo, child. It was staged, y'all. No nonsense. I see you, my love. Welcome, welcome. Drag Racing said he knew his time was up when he saw Frank. Absolutely. AB Original Man, welcome, my love. Welcome. Thank you so very much. I'm covered says, but toilet paper man showed his face as the cleaner. He brought Jarvis on, and he have to be the one. Hello. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. I'm covered because it don't make no sense. He appeared out of nowhere, caused a distraction, jumped on the platform to tell his side, to explain himself, to get in front of an audience and regain control of the narrative. Why? Who were you? Nobody knew who you were, where you come from, and why now, because people have been calling your name for 2 years. Why? Why now? Why then? Because my thing is, why did you feel the need to publicly speak? Why did you feel that that was so important after the courtroom disruption? I'm confused. And then this is where it gets sticky. Because it still ain't sitting right with me. Because how? How does somebody get sentenced today? All this chaos happens around me. All these emotions explode publicly for the world to see. All these statements get made. Even the judge pats me on the hand, giving me that bullshit speech. My ex-boss walks out with prosecution. My ex-boss leaves the courtroom with the prosecution. Ex-boss even said, and I kind of felt that was false, fabricated. He got a phone call from the sergeant. The sergeant told him to show up in court. And then, not even 2 weeks later, Jarvis is suddenly, supposedly, found deceased. Man, now hold on, wait the fuck up, hold on. Because during that sentencing, weren't people already saying shit like, I ain't scared, I already got a body on my hands. I rolled him up like toilet paper. Now listen, y'all, listen. Hey, Marty, welcome, my love. When statements like that become as aggressive and get made public, then goddamn it, shit like that, you don't take it lightly. And then somebody suddenly end up on a live shortly afterward. Of course, people are gonna start asking damn questions. And I'm one of those people. The timeline, the words, the energy, the outcome, all this shit felt off. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But I keep asking myself, was everybody truly prepared for how deep this situation was becoming publicly? Because I don't think they were. I don't think they were. I owed them money. And Kenyatta Marie, welcome, boo. I owed them money. I'm stuck on that. Because once that I owe them, once them is uncovered, then them becomes the missing link to all of this shit. And maybe that's why the prosecution is so damn quiet. In the very beginning, we've always said money talks and bullshit walks. So did these people put Wayne County on the payroll? Absolutely, Ross. I believe shop owner and Shannon is chopping it up as well. Drag Racing said her name started floating around. Absolutely. J. Rose said Dan sure wasn't a car key because she stayed ahead. Stayed ahead. Didn't have a car. Absolutely. Shannon knows more, a lot more. Boo Banger, she knows. And that's a damn shame. And I don't understand why Shannon is still walking free. Yolanda, welcome, my love. Rod says, look at shop owner's timing. Then it's interviewing. He pops up suddenly. Imagine that. He laid in the cut for a while. 2 years to be exact. 2 years. Popped out of nowhere. Made his presence known at the sentencing. And not even 2 good weeks after Jarvis was sentenced. You mean to tell me there's no more Jarvis? Make it make sense. Jarvis told Shannon to go to Frank. We none didn't hear Shannon argue that notion on that phone call. She didn't ask why. She didn't say, no, I don't fuck with him. She didn't say, I don't know who that is. She didn't say none of that, because it goes back to what I said in the very beginning. Frank knows Shannon and Annette. I don't give a damn. Sunshine said Toilet Paper Man made sure he made that statement so that Shannon, damn, wouldn't open her mouth about him being involved. Absolutely. And how could they sit on such damn secrets? Boo Banger said Frank knew about this monster. I don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody stupid. He knew. Rod says, how did he know that? If he didn't do a background, that means he already, a Jarvis, absolutely. Give him a chance at what? If he didn't have background information on him, absolutely. It's the lies. But we weren't supposed to pick up on that shit, though. Natasha said this whole case is ridiculous. All the scripted lies on the stand contradict these phone calls. Abso-goddamn-lutely, sis. Look at Jess, my girl. Jess said, Mocha, you said it from day one. And Jess, you know what? I've been standing on it. I'm not backpedaling. I can't unsee it. I cannot unsee it. Natasha says Shannon on the phone trying to play hurt, all the while setting him up to take the fall by himself. These phone calls prove that to me, and that's what happened. When Shannon made it a point, because Jay, I haven't talked to you, and then she gave a date, February, blah, blah, blah. Somebody was in Shannon's ear. Somebody was telling Shannon what to ask Jarvis, and he played right along. Till I can't talk about that. She set him up. Once he got locked up on the power charge, and she kept setting him up. She kept setting him up. I'm Covered said they don't have an autopsy either. Baby, ain't that something? I'm Covered. If there's no autopsy, girl, if there's no autopsy, where do you think he is? Where do you think he is, sister? We're going to make all this shit make sense. Where is he? Where is he? And if it wasn't for the phone calls, I wouldn't be questioning this shit right now. Hey, Rhapsody, welcome, my love. If it wasn't for the phone calls that I heard, all this shit wouldn't be said like Jarvis Butts. Put it on the fucking floor. This shit wouldn't be on the floor if I didn't hear them phone calls. Because that's what Jarvis told slow ass Nate. Look, man, look, I'm sick of your shit. I'm sick of your shit. Because anybody who do the accusing is the one that's doing all the do. Man, put all this shit on the floor. So tonight we putting it on the floor. Nate, if you listening to this, Nate, I hope you done found yourself some goddamn therapy, because my Lord. Ron says the reason I believe he is gone is because he was going to talk. He had finally figured out how badly he was betrayed. Jarvis was going to talk. Oh, most definitely. He was going to talk. He was going to talk. Tootie says, Mocha, do you think Naziah had the baby on the 9th? Shannon got it tested on the 11th. That's why Kim says, I know for a fact he's the father. That's why she got immunity. I don't believe Naziah had the baby. At that time, I have to be honest, and these are my feelings. During that time, no, she didn't have no baby. Mm-mm. See, that's where Shannon, all her lies come to roost. Shannon pretended with Jarvis that she was surprised by those text messages. Because, Jay, what does this mean? The text message says, what is this about a baby? She couldn't do PE. She couldn't do gym. Well, Shannon, what is it that you wanted him to admit, bitch? Because you knew she was pregnant. You took her and gave her a pregnancy test. You even admitted openly on record where everybody heard you telling Cash that you gave her the AB pill. So once again, your lies ain't adding up, Shannon. So I don't believe there was no Naziah didn't have no baby. In my opinion, she wasn't far enough. Katrina says, Mocha, I get you. I said the same about Epstein. Why no funeral? I know they can give you something to stop your heart. So either they took him out or they offed him, because I don't believe. Hello? Let's talk that shit, Katrina. Let's talk that shit. uh-uh. Drag Racing says, wait, Frank said the mothers dropped the kids off at the shop. Absolutely. The mothers did. All them slow hoes. Marquisha said, especially since Jarvis has a boatload of sons too. Very weird for Frank to be okay with them girls at that shop. He's sick too. Absolutely, baby. Absolutely. Birds of a feather flock together. My mom always said, show me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. So why the fuck would Frank be friendly with Jarvis but don't like Jarvis? Make this shit make sense, people. Natasha says, the fact that none of these low budget hoes were only concerned about the other woman and not speaking on the fact that he was messing with kids just blew me. These women has no self value. None of them. Jess says, way too many grown women who knew better were involved. Jess, I believe you, sis. As slow as Nay is, Nay knows. That's why she's miserable where she is right now. Blue card knows. Slow ass Angel knows. We've heard conversations where Jarvis talked to 7, 8, maybe 9 women. All of them slow. All of them are slow. And I could almost guarantee you, at least 1 or 2 of these women, besides Shannon, knows what happened. My girl PJ says that part, Mocha. Shannon Annette and roll him up, sat at that round table and threw Jarvis under the bus. Jarvis should have called them all out the day he got sentenced. And you know, PJ, that's what we were sitting up here hoping and waiting for. We were hoping and waiting and praying that he would have told everything. But I think he set his dumb ass up there in fear. In fear for whatever message he got. Because I believe he got a encrypted message along the way from that ex-boss. If you don't do this, and if you don't say that, and if you don't accept this, this is what's going to happen to you. A, B, C, or D. Hey, leisure lady, welcome, my love. And I believe he got the message. People ask the question, why would Jarvis accept that sentence if he didn't do nothing? Why would Jarvis accept that sentence to save Shannon? Jarvis did not accept that sentence to save Shannon. Jarvis accepted that sentence to save Jarvis. Jarvis wanted to live. He didn't give a damn where he had to live the rest of his life in prison or not, but Jarvis knew his people was going to rescue him. I said it. Jarvis was given the belief. J-Man, look, you take this one for the team. My people gonna get you out. You're gonna walk free. That's what they fed his slow ass. And he bought it. He believed it. Because he thought that was his family. He thought that was his friends. Hey, Peaches, welcome, my love. He thought that was his friends. Huh. But when they felt he was being talkative, and who the hell knows what Shannon had done fed Frank in the background. They set him up. They set him up. Katrina said, and aren't they supposed to alert people when PDFs are in the neighborhood or working and they're not supposed to be around kids? Let me tell you. They're supposed to alert them, right? But your boy JB wasn't even being monitored. He was walking around a free, nasty man. No monitor, no nothing. And the women that he dealt with was sorry, sad, and trifling. Even Angel. Angel accepted all these phone calls from Jarvis. And again, like I said, that little boy had more sense than Angel on that phone. Jarvis. Jarvis, what they say? The police say you kidnap a girl. Jarvis. Now that's the little boy. But Angel. Hey, Ron Dooley, welcome. Angel. You ain't good for shit. Because you holding these conversations with Jarvis. You sound slow on the phone. But Angel, did you not have an open CPS case for your daughter that wasn't for Jarvis? That he touched. And you knew Jarvis couldn't be around your children. But you had him there. Something is wrong with these women. Tony said, Mocha? Mocha. Kim Workless has the phone calls and the videos. And Jarvis knew that. Frank has people in the prison system that was waiting on him to get there. She don't want to lose her cut. Tony, I agree. It's all about money. It's all about money with her. Mm, 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 mm. Tony, something still ain't right. Natasha said this is like an episode of The Real Side Chicks of Detroit. Short bus and slow foot edition. God damn. Short bus and slow foot. Well, damn. My girl Roz says, but I don't believe JB deleted her. I don't believe that. Let's face it. Naziah was the only real woman he had. Certainly the prettiest. In his teenage mind, he was stuck on Naziah. In my opinion, Shannon was jealous. I believe that. I believe that. But y'all, we got to be honest with ourselves, though. After all this time, what solid evidence, what concrete evidence did they actually present? Help me understand. What evidence did they present that showed Naziah is no longer here? I'll wait. I've been asking this question since she was reported a runaway. What evidence did they present? Hey, Tavy, you're welcome, my love. Tavy, you said a bed was up in that shop. What was that for? That's the life they lived, and that's the way they rolled. So the shop owner knew. Because there's no way Jarvis was going to take that behavior to a shop that the shop owner gave him. If he wasn't used to that behavior at the place where he came from. Ron said, but he should have stayed away from that podcast. He told on himself, absolutely. Tootie says, did you hear Mark D and Jarvis was friends? Well, yeah, there was Angel Slow Ass said that. J. Rose says that wasn't explaining. That was playing in people's face like all the others. Absolutely saving face, saving face. Star says, I don't care what anyone says. Shannon gave Naziah something that morning before school, and Jarvis cleaned up the mess. If we listen to them phone calls the right way, it ain't what we thought in the beginning. And that's just me. If we listen to those phone calls, those coded and encrypted messages, that conversation between Shannon and Jarvis, baby, Shannon never once asked about Naziah. The only time Shannon brought up Naziah's name in a conversation with Jarvis is when we knew, and I think it was the detectives in her ear, asking her to say certain things to Jarvis, ask Jarvis certain things, because they wanted a confession of guilt. They wanted him to admit to shit. But during the whole time, Shannon was having nonchalant conversations with Jarvis. So no, I ain't buying that shit. No, 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 no. He choked. Rod said he choked on the cunt question. That's what I caught. Absolutely. Can't be truthful about nothing. Hey, Mia, welcome. Mia said he owed Naziah and Janiah. He didn't owe those kids nothing. This had nothing to do with those kids. This had nothing to do with those kids. Putting those kids in the equation, that was a cop out. It had, you see, you had to break down what they were saying, the way they were saying it. Throwing those kids in it had nothing to do with these grown folks' arrangement. Hey, Mary Kay, welcome, my love. Hey, Olia, welcome. Natasha said the way he talked to those women told me I was right about Jarvis from the start. He really thought he was a pimp, and Shannon was clucking for him all these years, trying to be the top dog. Shannon ain't shit. Jarvis was in jail, locked up. Shannon knew all Jarvis' side women. Or no, she's the side bitch. Shannon knew all Jarvis women. Shannon was terrorizing those women. Shannon was terrorizing those women. Shannon had a point to make. She had a point to prove. She didn't want Jarvis in on what she had going on, but she wanted those women to report back to Jarvis what she stepped out and done. And how do y'all think Shannon knew about all these different women? Jarvis didn't sit there and tell her about them. She's a stalker. She stalked Jarvis, whether it was following him around, social media, or whatever. And for the women that she didn't know about on her own, the shop owner filled her in. That's what happened. Absolutely. He tried to make himself a victim. Shop owner, you ain't a victim. No way. J. Rose says, I want to know why, after these dummies heard about the case, why they didn't go on Otis and look him up. Not to mention all the other public record options, because they didn't give a fuck. Absolutely. Absolutely, Rod. Shop owner has a boss too, and the boss told him to clean it up. Miss Gemini says they couldn't take the chance on being found out. There's a big group of players involved. Absolutely, Miss Gemini. We've been saying this from the beginning. This shit is bigger than Detroit. This shit is bigger than the auto shop. That's why I'll get to that later. I'll hold your mouth, girl. Hold your mouth. Hold your mouth. Kamisha said, excuse me, sir. Who in their right mind go believe that anybody called your ass to come to court? Yeah, okay. Come to court to do what, sir? You and your ponytail came in that court to let Jarvis know he was done. Absolutely. These people sitting there. PJ said, Mocha, remember? Shannon said she was the last person to see Naziah. What a tangled web they have weaved. My girl Sakina, hey baby, happy Monday to you. My girl PJ says, remember? Shannon said she was the last person to see Naziah. Then Annette said she took Naziah to school. And now Shannon is saying Jarvis was the last person who saw Naziah. Well, I'll be damned. All y'all hoes were there. You see how this story unfolds? Do y'all see how this story unfolds? Hey, Lisa, welcome, my love. Let them keep talking. Man, I'm waiting on more phone calls. Because they're telling. They're telling. Oh, my Lord, they are telling. You have to pay attention, though. You have to pay attention. Because all three of those things cannot be true. If you're not involved, you're not involved. I wasn't there. He wasn't there. She wasn't there. Because Tuda was with Jarvis. No, the fuck she wasn't. Ariane says, King, why are you not saying anything? That's your man. Pop out and speak loud and clear. Oh no. Oh no, hell no. He ain't saying nothing, baby. He got to answer to the boss. Guys, if you're in here, it's a possibility you forgot to hit the like button. Please hit the like button for your girl, and thank you. Sharon Wiley said they sent a hit without sending a hit. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tony said, Mocha, I'm back. I had to step away for a minute, but Fadi said some guys came to the shop looking for Frank. And he said, they said, not him. They were talking about JB. So maybe he owed them money. I don't believe that. Tony, we got to remember this man, this man is trying to make himself be the victim here. Why not blame everything on Jarvis? His ass already locked up. He ain't going nowhere, so I could tell a lie after lie after lie on Jarvis Butts. Shell Baby said there's also no funeral, cremation, nothing. Shell Baby, you understand? Girl, we ain't crazy. Rod said when you listen to Jarvis' demeanor and how he would get his back up when he felt like he was being wrong, that ninja was going to talk. He was going to talk. Oh, absolutely. Ariane, that shit was so funny. It was sad and funny at the same time. He told Nate, take your time and make sure you get everything out. Because that's it. It was sad. Star says, remember on Mocha, Shannon never asked him questions. She was telling him what the detective said and showed them. Absolutely. Absolutely. She was, told you, she was keeping him 10 steps ahead. Black Goddess says, Mocha, he owed money to Annette. Because Annette got a gambling problem. Let's keep it all the way real. Oh, baby. Well, Annette set her ass on that stand and said, let me see that shit. It's so telling. Annette said, since Naziah has been gone, I've been hurting financially. We can't make this shit up. We ain't doing this to them. They did it to themselves. And the more they speak, the more they tell. Shop owner pretends he didn't know about the girls being there. Lie, just lie. Tootie said it's like Jarvis have a special type of love for his boys, but damage his girls. You can't tell. We're going to talk about them heifers. Them women go have their day because I've never seen no shit like this. J. Rose said Frank tried to act like he didn't have contact with Jarvis after he fired him. But to tell Shannon to call him just shed a different light on the situation. Absolutely. Abso-goddamn-lutely. And that's the point I was trying to make. And when, girl, let me highlight this so we all can see what you said. J. Rose, that's the point I was getting at, right? You want the world to believe you had no dealings with Jarvis Butts. Then Jarvis could send Shannon to you, no questions asked, no problems whatsoever. Then you could fix your mouth and tell Shannon, I owed them money. I owe them money. And that I owe them money ain't had a goddamn thing to do with those children. Absolutely not. The whole conversation was coded. Katrina said they played the heck out of Jarvis. They told him to keep quiet, shut his mouth, or he knows what's next. And that prisoner was waiting on Jarvis to shut him up permanently. This shit is my girl Angel is here. I want to know that too, Mocha. What evidence did they present? Whatever it was, it gave Shannon immunity. Hmm. I'm still baffled about the idea of Shannon getting immunity. For Shannon to get immunity, for Annette to have immunity, could y'all imagine the shit that they said? Can y'all imagine the shit that they said behind closed doors about Jarvis Butts? Shannon and Jarvis Butts kept secrets. Shannon played a role in a lot of illegal dealings with minors, allegedly, with Jarvis Butts. Shannon knew all his dirt. And I believe the immunity part possibly came in. Help me, Holy Ghost. Ooh, Lord, vision alert. The immunity possibly came in. One shop owner got involved. Because one shop owner got involved. Listen. Who knows if Jarvis Butts had not spoken up already? Who knows if he hadn't called names early in the game? And who knows if that immunity didn't come to play to protect the players that Jarvis exposed. Who knows? Maybe immunity came because Roll 'em Up had some words for Shannon and Annette as well. It's a lot of shit, baby. It's a lot of shit. Let's keep listening to these phone calls. We're going to hear more than we want. Simone said, none, Mocha. They have nothing to prove. Naziah is no longer with us. Nothing. Nothing. Tony says, in my opinion, Shannon hurt Naziah. And Jarvis was the cleanup man. And Blue car. And you know she's slow as hell. He wrecked the car. And she had nothing to say. So you going to tell me about my car and the glasses? This shit is horrible. J. Rose says, I knew off rip. When Annette acted as though she couldn't see him in that courtroom without her glasses, they protected him. It wasn't supposed to go that far, J. Rose. It wasn't supposed to go that far. Tony says, Mocha, why did Shannon have to put a phone in Naziah's name? So she knew what Jarvis was doing and playing like she was Naziah. That was the game. Shannon ain't shit. Blue car ain't shit. They all lied. They all lied. Then Jarvis told Blue car to go get that bleach. Edge. I'm glad you made it back safe, Lisa. And I hope you had a wonderful weekend, baby. Happy belated Mother's Day to you too, my girl Sakina. J. Rose said Frank played it how it was supposed to be played, separating himself from the mess, but knowing damn well, you understand? Miss Gemini say, yep, the hubs are Detroit, New York, Ohio, Connecticut, and probably other places that we don't know about. Absolutely. Angel says, the conversation be so good, Mocha, I almost forgot to hit the like button. Girl, I have to reel y'all in sometime. Don't forget to hit the like button. Sunshine said, I don't even believe he done went to the upper room. Me either. No, but they're supposed to be better than Lady Ross. They supposed to be better than Lady. You got an addiction. You got an addiction. So now, let me say this. Let me ask this. This has been my question from day one, and I don't sugarcoat shit. Y'all know how I rock. Because despite the arrests, despite the sentencing, the jail calls, the chaos, these slow ass women, despite Annette and Shannon with their fucked up mentality and they selfish ass ways, I keep still coming back to this one question. And that question is, where's Naziah? Where is Naziah? Because here we are. Here we are. Since 2024. And people have not seen a funeral. People have not seen a memorial, no public gathering, grieving, no, nothing confirmed, no resting place, no closure. That's exactly why people like me believe this story is deeper than what they want us to see. Because let me tell you something. If somebody is truly gone, usually somewhere along the line, there's some form of finality. Don't get me wrong. I understand every family grieves differently. I understand every case is unique. But this shit here, everybody and their mama gets to questioning things when there's no damn closure, no visible ending. We started off with conflicting stories, and now, baby, we got a whole storybook. We got a forest, a jungle of stories. We got details that was added to this shit that shouldn't have been because it was irrelevant. We got details missing because people are trying to be calculated and saving their own self. And the timeline still ain't making sense. And now these phone conversations is knocking this shit out the water. And then when you add in the fact that Jarvis told them people she was in Rouge River, that opened up another goddamn layer of questions. Because if anybody says she's in Rouge River, knowing full well they couldn't recover the body because it was going to be difficult. Verifying it would be difficult and certainly would be damn near impossible. So I start looking at this shit sideways. What's the fucking truth here? Why are y'all deflected? Did y'all really think y'all was going to do all of what y'all done just so y'all could have the final say so and say this case is permanently closed? Every time y'all do some fucked up shit, it creates three more questions to just one comment y'all made. And the reason trafficking conversations keep resurfacing is because people are still feeling like too many people knew too many things. Feels like trafficking because too many dynamics remain hidden. It feels like trafficking because too many relationships have become questionable. I ain't saying this to be factual. I'm not claiming that this is a fact. What I'm saying is the lack of closure is exactly why we keep spiraling around theories, possibilities with all these damn unanswered questions, because this child, no matter where she is, no matter where she is, alive or deceased, her story needs to be told. And there must be justice for all the wrong that she's endured all of her life. Starting with the grandmother, the aunt, Jarvis Butts. Because right now, can't nobody say they know what the hell even happened. And the reason they can't say they don't know what happened is because they know what happened. They know exactly how we got here. Tony said all the ass has been lying. But the main thing is Shannon hurt Naziah. And we want to know where she's at. Tony. Listen, Tony, listen. We've been saying that from day one, that it's a possibility that Shannon hurt Naziah, right? But if you listen to them jail phone calls, they're telling a whole different story. She done some shit. She done some shit to Naziah. Don't get me wrong. Of course she did. But it's a possibility that child changed hands and walked blindly into something that she didn't see coming. Katrina said traffickers don't work alone, and the money they generate from it is enough to pay off a lot of people. Just look at the Disney workers. They travel in packs, dealing with the dark web. Listen, that's what the images that they took from Jarvis' phone. That was one of his charges. But who made that charge disappear? Because had that charge stayed there, that charge would have uncovered names that they didn't want to uncover. Because there was a bunch of people involved in this. Wings of Creation. Welcome, my love. J. Rose said Jarvis sacrificed himself for Shannon to have that immunity. And he thought he'd be safer in jail. But little did he know. Tony said, Mocha, that key holds a lot of weight. Cardell asked about it. And Shannon asked about it as well. Okay. Two people asked about the key. But the two people that Jarvis spoke to about that key, he sent him right to Frank, did he not? Did he not? Just what I thought. The missing fucking link. The missing link. PJ said, let's go, Mocha. Remember, Jarvis didn't take the first plea deal. So what made him change his mind? A little birdie. A little birdie. Because if you don't do A, B, C, and D right now, I'm going to be your E, F, and G later. And that's what happened. Rod said, that's right. She chaining up refrigerators, cussing out kids. That's addictive behavior, very addictive. But they blame the children. Tony said, we still want to know where's Naziah. And Shannon, what did you do to her since she made you look like a fool? It's the Shannon, Annette, and Jarvis. All three supposedly saw her that day. All three supposedly saw her last. You got to make this shit make sense. Because right now, it ain't. Kenyatta Marie said, Mocha, those women weren't worried about anything but his cheating and how viral this case was. That's sad, girl. PJ said, Mocha, how many guilty people that you ever known to grieve? They're guilty until proven guilty. Absolutely. Absolutely. Naziah deserves justice. Naziah deserves justice. And there's so many people involved in all of this. Absolutely, I'm covered. That church plays a role as well. And that could be the escape route. And I just wish the evangelist tells the truth. Shannon and Annette scared his ass to silence. I wish he would just come out here and tell the damn truth. I wish he would. Either way, all everybody wants is justice for Naziah. Now, whether Naziah is deceased or there are deeper layers, rather certain people know more than what they done said. One thing you hoes don't realize is time always have a way of hitting things into the light. Her story don't end here. It don't end here. And we're going to talk about it and continue to talk about it until y'all can show us that she's no longer here. Because right now, I don't believe it. I've never seen a person in all the years of my life declared deceased and they're not celebrated. Even those that's in prison. Look at the movie Life. They buried quite a few on Life in the prison cemetery. They had a little headstone. And it made the news. And as high profile as this case is, even if they had thrown his ass, right? Even if they had thrown Jarvis Butts' ass in Potter's house or whatever the damn cemetery name over there, maybe this was national news. Don't y'all think one of those news affiliates would have picked that up? They would have picked it up. So the stories they tell, no, I ain't with them at all. At all. But what we will do, we're going to come out here tomorrow and we're going to finish part 2. We're gonna get into some things. We're gonna get into some things. But we're back on the porch, and I appreciate y'all for stopping in, dropping by. If y'all have not yet hit that like button, make sure you hit the like button for your girl. Share out the live. Double tap those emojis. Because Naziah deserves justice. Good, bad, right or wrong or indifferent. She deserves for her name not to fall by the wayside. Shannon is sad because she opened a gateway for this shit. Annette is just as sad because she allowed it. She accepted it. She participated in it. Till next time, guys. Until next time. Listen, because I think some more calls going to be dropped tonight. Kenyatta Marie said Jarvis' cousin said no matter what, he'll miss Jarvis. They ran him off Facebook. Well, that's the story. That told the story right there. Get your ass out of his spread and shit. That told the story. Guys, I'm going to say I love you all. I'm going to say good night. I'm going to say God bless. Keep your notifications set so you know when Mocha pops up with a live.
We stand tall, we rise as one. No lapels, the work ain't done. No. Motor leading from the heart, never run. Truth and caring, everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. Team full of truth and a chat full of cheer. Moki in the seat, steady steering the ship. Every topic got depth, every comment got grip. We don't tear folks down, we just build them up. If you're moving off love, then you one of us. Know the pride in the room and the vibe so loud. Every bell in the check gon' rep that crowd. We stand tall, we rise as one. Know the bells, the work ain't done. Won't you lead 'em from the heart, never run. Truth and caring, everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is family. This is family. And we stand tall. Down in the NOLA where the soul don't break. Mocha built the lane where the real ones stay. Ain't no faking the funk, ain't no playing for clout. You bring that mess, we gon' sort that out. But this ain't about drama, it's about love. It's about healing, it's about trust. Every child, every voice, every name in the breeze. We gon' stand for the ones no one else gon' see. So we rise tall, we rise as one. Oh no, no bellows, the work ain't done. Won't you lead it from the heart, never run. Truth and caring, everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. We protect what's right and we hold that line. It's the chat where the truth and the love collide, where the voices don't hide and the pain gets light. We see you, we feel you, we fight for the cause. Every kid, every tear, we break down walls. When you hear that bell, that's the call to act. We family now, and that's just facts. We stand tall, we rise as one. Know the bells, the work ain't done. Leading from the heart, never run. Truth and care are everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This one's for every voice we fight for and every child who needs to be heard. We see you, we feel you, we stand with the truth. This is the Know the Bells. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Stand tall and join the family.
Good night, everyone. God bless.